Hello and welcome to TSL discusses the 2019 World Gymnastics Championships. I'm Dave Leese and I'm thrilled to welcome back Justin Powers.
Hi, all.
Hi all. Well, Justin, I feel like the World Gymnastics Championships went on forever because we had a lot of training. Prelims felt like it took about a week. I feel like it
Oh,
was a
it did.
lot of togetherness, and now that it's over, I'm a little bit sad. But we'll just have to wait until Jesselo, I guess. But first of all, how do you feel about that? Prelims taking 2 days for each discipline. Does it feel excessive to you by the end of it?
It it's starting to get to be a really, really, really long competition. I know they have talked, like the FIG has talked about maybe trying to shorten worlds because it's so long. Um, I feel, I don't know. It would be nice to have a shorter, more condensed competition with like the greatest countries, but I would feel bad for kind of those countries that get the once in a lifetime opportunity to come to Worlds, even if they don't do well. So I really decide.
Well, I feel like it used to be that the worlds that would be in the second year of the quad would kind of eliminate some countries before the third year of the quad. I see it both ways. It would be kind of cool if they could maybe use the continental championships or the Pan Am, something how to qualify. It's just getting really long, I think. I know that
It is.
in skating, there's like a technical minimum score that they make certain skaters get. There's always pluses and minuses to anything. It does feel long, but at the same time, I don't know. I think it's for a cost point of view too, like how expensive it is to rent the arena and all of that. But it just depends there. But let's talk about the U.S. ladies. So this was the women. Sorry, I was just talking skating. So they call them women in gymnastics. They are ladies in skating. How did you feel about their performance overall? Let's start with prelims. Simone, very, very good. Kind of walk me through your feelings.
Simone just killed it at these worlds. I was so excited to see her hit all of her routines. I know when she came back to worlds last year, she didn't have the best competition. She was sick. She was missing some skills. These worlds, starting in prelims, Simone just did fabulous. Nailed everything. That beam routine with the double double dismount she did in prelims was just phenomenal. I was here for everything Simone did at these worlds.
I was too. I know last year she started really well in prelims, and then the rest was not so much. I know. I thought we were gonna get the Biles too because on vault we were gonna get her vault. I thought not the Biles too, but I thought we were gonna get it. We didn't, though she did do it in training. I was a little disappointed, but overall, I think it was the best beam work she's ever done throughout a major championship. So that was super exciting.
100%.
This,
Yeah, her beam was everything.
yes, and we have not seen her that confident on beam ever. So I was really loving that. And she was great on bars here throughout the entire championship. I know she said that she pulled in the bar one day, but overall, bars and beam were really strong events for her here. And usually those would not be her events. I actually was more nervous about her on vault and floor in some ways. I guess.
Definitely. She just has her bars and beam kind of under control, where her
Yeah.
vault and floor, she's still kind of sometimes bounds out of everything. So it seemed kind of calm for her to do the bars and beam in a good way.
What? I mean, she has been going out of bounds more in her comeback more than it seems like she did before. Is it just, do you think the harder passes, or do you think, is she training floor differently, more on a rod floor or something? Like, what is, like, do you think the difference is?
It's probably a combination of her doing the harder passes, and you can't really do those super hard passes on a hard floor all the time. So you're going to bound out when you give it 100% naturally. But I think part of it is she just doesn't, that's probably not her focus.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to win every floor competition she enters, no matter if she goes out of bounds 10 times or not, basically. So I feel like that's not really a focus for her.
I feel like she used to get kind of mad before when she would go out of bounds when she was with Amy, but she doesn't seem to care as much, which is good. I do
No,
worry.
she just kind of laughs it off.
Yeah, the front layout full pass. I'm always thinking she's going to go out of bounds because she goes kind of long on that one when she. But it's I don't know. I was very into her overall here. What do you think about the beam valuation? I think by this point everyone thinks it's BS. Do you think it means that she won't do it in the future?
No, I don't ever see her doing it again.
You don't. Okay.
It sucks too. No, it's not worth it. 1/10 more for that hard of an upgrade is just not worth it at all. It sucks too because it's such a like daring skill and it's so original and innovative that I wish the FIG would have really valued it the way they should have. But you do what you do. So she did it once, got it named after her. I don't see it coming back anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I would like the FIG to reconsider that, although I don't think that they will. Sometimes in skating, the values of elements go up and down, depending on they have a congress at the end of every year, but I don't see that really changing, unfortunately, for her. So it does seem like bull, although I don't think... I know that I saw things online that it was racist, and I didn't necessarily think that was the reason, because they also did the same thing with Lu Xuan when she did the one-arm giant on bars, that they were worried about the safety of athletes going for it. And I do, but I think that that's their rationale, although I don't agree with their rationale, because you still have Deepa, who did the handspring double front on vault. Like, if we're really worried about athlete safety, it's like, are you kidding me? So,
well, and they valued her triple double as a J, which is so unheard of because for years it's used to stop at G, and then it went to H, then it went to I, now it's up to J for the women's floor. So I don't see random people chunking triple doubles on floor because it's a J, just like I don't see random people chunking double doubles off a beam because it should be an I.
Do you think it's because they don't want like a power tumbler to win beam? Are they still trying to go for a different aesthetic on beam? Do they want more of like the graceful type gymnast to get it with the leaps?
Do they know?
I'm sorry?
I don't know if they know what they want. I just said I don't know if the FIG even knows what they really want to see, so...
you just always wonder like what the politics are behind it. Because you know that different countries are having different strategies or different thought processes before these types of things. I don't know. I was just wondering are they worried about the direction of beam? That someone that has a difficult dismount can take the whole thing? Like, I don't know I know.
It's so weird because you have that the difficult dismount can be worth so much in the routine, and it really could be adding a bunch of bonus to a routine if you do it well, like the double-double. But then you have the gymnasts on the other hand, like the Chinese gymnasts, who are all dismounting with double fulls for most of the competition because you don't even really need a hard dismount. So it's odd, and I don't really know if the FIG knows what direction they want beam to go in, and I don't think they put much thought into what the valuation of beam was going to be other than let's try to keep Simone closer to her competitors as possible. They
try to be so obsessive compulsive with beam, with the connections, with the positions, with everything, but they make it so hard for the gymnasts to actually do well and consistently do well on beam. So I don't know. And the fact that they would allow the Chinese gymnasts to get away with doing easy dismounts, to me, I'm wondering when they're going to why they wouldn't deduct for the level there. When they deduct for everything else on beam in terms of connections. So.
Well, they seem to have added, or this is a proposal, but they are proposing to add something as a bonus if you do a D dismount next code. So hopefully that'll start eliminating double fulls that we started to see recently.
We'll have the NCAA up to the level deduction. Yeah. Is it a deduction anymore if it's not? And it's not an official deduction anymore, but it's an unofficial deduction. So, yeah, I don't know. I think that
hopefully it gets fixed.
It feels really cheap to me when a Chinese gymnast who is so brilliant then does the double full dismount at the end of the beam. Really, girl? Really?
Yes.
Come on.
Exactly.
Because you know that they can do more. Okay. let's talk out the Olympic stock of some of these other gymnasts on Team USA, because obviously the team here are quite controversial. Also, Tom Forster's interview with Jessica O'Byrne from Gymcastic. I watched it, I talked about it. Someone made a good point. Do you think he would have been as dismissive if it were like Will Graves from the AP?
I don't know. He is just... That interview was mind-boggling. I can't even put into words. It was bizarre.
It was bizarre. On both ends, it was kind of bizarre a little bit. The one thing is I've had athletes in the mix zone get either shady to me or had a coach try to be evasive. And in that moment, you kind of have to like click in. And that would have been one of Jessica's big interviews. So I was wondering if because they've always been very friendly to Tom in their coverage of him. They've been very supportive.
Yes, they have.
But he also seems insecure to me, because it seems like he's afraid to go for the big decisions. He also always seems like he's running a PR campaign on his own Facebook, which is just like people within USA Gymnastics things. And he writes these bullshit posts after every day. The girls did great today in training. We showed a lot of difficulty in preparation. He's taking selfies with he is really acting kind of with minimal gravitas for his kind of a role. And it seems like he's always playing a PR game rather than acting bold. And I wonder if, because they have even criticized his selections at all, if his insecurity plays in where he wasn't going to be so friendly to them on there and he was going to be passive aggressive. But they really...
I mean, I can see that.
Yeah.
If I can get my words out. He's gotten so much criticism no matter like what he does, and it's not like it's unfair criticism. People need to be kind of critiquing these procedures and making sure that the fairest, most beneficial selection procedures happen for our gymnasts. And he's, I guess, tried to kind of skirt around the issue and has gotten criticism for it. So I can see how he can come across as like unhappy to the rest of the gymnastics media who has started to kind of connect the dots.
Well, I think it's because he doesn't speak with authority necessarily. He speaks like he's just trying to make everyone have fun, which is not how he really would answer questions in the past before he was in that role, when he was advocating for his own athlete. And now that he's in charge of the team, he was able to make a decision, and obviously maybe he didn't want to give away his whole strategy, but he doesn't kind of defend his decisions with logic, right? And he has made some questionable decisions, but he seems like afraid of saying what the T is. I think that she should have gone for specifics in that moment. That's what I would have done.
I agree.
I would have been like, well, then why have you gone with this when you could have, brought Morgan Hurd for this kind of a score? Or you could have done, and kind of ask those kind of questions with strategy. Even getting into the Jade Carey situation or different situations, because it seems like he's made questionable decisions. I'll save the Cara Eaker thing, but that is entirely Armine and Tom's fault. So I know that you had feelings about Cara Eaker not doing the all-around.
I have plenty of feelings about that because I really thought Cara should have done it.
But why? Talk out why, okay? So...
Because this is how I feel. I think that Grace has been inconsistent this year. Okay. I think she's kind of hit some routines, hasn't hit some routines. I think the kind of trend continued into Worlds where she was a little inconsistent. I think Cara has been a little bit more consistent than Grace, and I know there's a big vault difference, but Suni's double twisting Yurchenko is nearly as good as Grace's double twisting Yurchenko now at these Worlds. So they really wouldn't have lost much by having Suni do vault in team finals over Grace. And I would have liked to have the opportunity to see Cara everywhere.
Okay. I feel that Cara's vault is a tucked 1.5. And I feel that she's been kind of getting all of this inflated BS all summer because of her beam score, which is also inflated ridiculously. And apparently today there's rumors that Al and Arminet were even warned by someone in FIG that those leaps would not be credited. And what I think is that you have Cheryl Hamilton at the camp. You have Arminet, who's apparently like a Soviet goddess. Does she not have eyes? When she is thinking about all of her beautiful positions, can she not see the ring position? Did it never dawn on her that maybe people in gymnastics seem obsessive compulsive to the point of illness? Did they not think that maybe people would try to come for the US, especially on balance beam, and with a position like that, and the whole routine? And then...
There's so much, I feel. There's so many thoughts about that.
Yeah, well, I have to talk it out, because on top of it, the fact that obviously they didn't know where Cara was standing, even though there are scoreboards in the arena showing, so they could have looked. And knowing that, I wonder if they did not... So in the past, you watch the 1996 compulsories. Some of the U.S. coaches would be watching the other other subdivisions to kind of see how it's going, how they're judging, how they're doing. They should have known like where the scoreboard was, that there's a listing of all of these things here, and they didn't seem to know that Cara wasn't going to be, They would have also known that Brooklyn Moores put in an inquiry and that her score got lowered. So,
yeah. Well, first thing is, as a coach, you should be aware of whatever is happening around you. And, I mean, I coach. Obviously, I don't coach World Championships. But you do pretty well can figure out where your kids are doing, how they're ranking up against other kids.
Well, Texas is very competitive in the JO world. All you gyms are like, there are 1,000,001 gymnasts, so I'm sure it's like its own little Abbey Lee world. Okay.
It kind of is. You have the level 4 Olympics in Texas, but I mean, it's you can keep track pretty well. And for Cara's coaches to not keep track, that's kind of disappointing, because that would be a pretty easy spot of their job. When it comes to her ring positions, there's obviously been issues with her ring positions for ages and ages, but they've never been as killed on execution and difficulty as they were at these Worlds. So I can see kind of why they were hesitant to change, because they've been competing for 2 years and all of her ring positions have always been credited. So why would you change after 2 years? But if there really was kind of the FIG bringing up the issue of her rings to Cara's coaches, or other coaches kind of mentioning stuff to Gage, there should have been something done, even if it was the small tweak that they made for the last 2 rounds of competition that Cara did on beam.
I'm always amazed that the U.S. has camp where they... Okay. The fact that some of these elites... became brevet judges, rather than like the best and the brightest, some of them going to questionable SEC schools. You would think that maybe they would have spotted it, some of these camps that they send the gymnasts to. Because to me, that's where you want to have the toughest judges, right? In skating, there are some callers that are known for being super difficult, and even though you don't want to go against them, it's always a benefit to go against them earlier in the season so that you know if there's a problem. They should have identified this as an issue way back long ago, and this is kind of what Marta is more skilled about. But even when you go back with Jordan Weber's connections on beam, Alicia's leaps on floor, they have missed these many a times in the U.S. at camp. So, kind of
the camp thing is kind of interesting. I went to the ranch in 2017.
Oh.
So I
right before it closed.
Right before it closed. So I know kind of something of how it kind of works. And so if somebody knows more than me, they can correct me if I'm wrong.
What kind of a camp did you go to at the ranch?
I went to the American Classic, which was the closed door before U.S. Classic competition that they had in 2017. And it was just judges and parents and then a couple of friends, but it was a very small competition. It was closed, all that stuff. And then they had a training camp alongside that competition. The beam judges, from what I saw, didn't really do much in terms of telling coaches what their beam issues would be, other than I heard like, oh, your gymnast wasn't on releve, I deducted. Oh, your gymnast didn't hit this position, I deducted. So I can see how maybe the judge said, oh, your gymnast didn't hit a ring, I deducted, and that be the entire conversation about Kara's rings from camp. Yes.
Strange. Disappointing.
It's interesting. Now, things could have changed because 2017, Valeri was in charge.
You know that Tammy
Rhonda
Biggs loved releve. Remember we watched that video of her talking about how she got Shawn Johnson to do that L turn on releve. She was so proud of herself. She was like, Shawn Johnson had the best L turn at the Olympics. It was on releve.
Girl got Shawn Johnson one of the only good dance elements that Shawn Johnson could do at the time. So, I mean, I would applaud myself too.
But like, I always feel like that the gymnastics coaches seem like idiots trying to talk about dance, and they just love the word releve. It makes them feel very... It's like if they learned the word plie, they would be like... Mary Lee would be like, you go from your plie to your releve. You ever see her when she's coaching?
Yes.
Like,
Gymnastics has our like 10, maybe 10, like 7 French dance words that we all kind of know, like passe, releve, all that stuff. And we're so proud of them. We are so proud of our knowledge.
They are so proud of that word releve. They stayed in releve on beam. Yes.
Yes.
Anything that could make Kathy Johnson have an orgasm when she's commentating. She says the same things in every meet. She's like, I'm very partial to pretty gymnasts. I love the legs, the dance on the beam.
I love a releve. The releve on beam. Look at that releve.
Look at that releve.
Everything.
Oh, look at the dance training. Yes. They're getting their education. She always says that when they're like swinging around the bars. Oh, and it's
it's funny. It's a mess.
I love it. I love that there are like people she likes in sport, people she doesn't. You can tell. Oh, it's great.
I'm with her though. I feel her.
I feel her. I do. Oh, Kathy. She's very special. When she no longer commentates, it will be a loss for all of us, okay?
We'll be sad because we love her. I love her. She's fabulous.
We will not know about that releve. Oh, yes. Okay. So, yeah, the Kara Eaker, the beam situation. Really, girl. I don't blame her, but I blame Armene. Less time on your hair, more time on the beam team. More time on your dance elements in general. Why, with a coach that spends so much time on getting an arm and a finger position, can we not spend more time on like a Gaujon leap or any of the turns on floor? Why do your girls always suck? Can we hire a better dance teacher? Are they all too OCD and stiff to do the dance leaps because you make them all so freaking nervous because you and your husband seem a bit much?
Yeah, I can see that. Well, and I'll say this. After everything that happened with Kara Eaker at these World Championships, I think she's still looking pretty good for a spot for Tokyo.
Really?
I think she'll be a good specialist. I'm not saying she might be on that 4-person team, but if you're sending another specialist alongside Jade Carey, Kara hit all 3 beam routines. I mean, ring positions aside, she at least stayed on the beam, hit her routine 3 times this World, and placed 4th, which is respectable. And I think you would want to send somebody to the Olympics who could have a chance at a medal like Kara would have on beam.
So given how the media is about to wake up, and there are still, what's going on with Ali Raisman's case, I'm sure they will try to push it until after the Olympics, and everything like that. But the media is going to wake up about USA Gymnastics in terms of Nasser going into the next Olympics and how they're going to connect all of these dots. Should it be written into the selection committee? It would be like, international look, like your results at Jesselo and Worlds. That your coach does not have a safe sport investigation against it. Like, I'm sorry. If I'm picking that team, I'm not taking anyone from Legacy Elite, and I'm not taking anyone from Maggie's gym. I don't care. Like, come on. Scott Reed is going to have a dartboard if you take anyone from those gyms, okay? I'm even nervous with Kelly Hill talking about the whole whether or not Allie was nervous to get soap at the ranch. I'm like, that was a Facebook feud that I'm sure Scott has screenshotted. So I am concerned.
Of course. Yeah, and I see... I mean, I would want to stay away from the controversy. You wouldn't want to be Tom going into Tokyo with that controversy on your side. I'm sure.
If I were a Maggie gymnast, I would get a restraining order and a new gym very quickly. If I were Riley, I would be like, Laurent, do you want to make me into Madison Koshin? How about you teach me how to do double back dismount? Like, real fast. Like, or Olivia. Or,
Yes.
And what happened to all those other girls that have left MG Elite that just, deleted everything on Instagram? And what's going on there? So, I don't know. I just think...
Who knows?
You just have to watch the video.
I just hope it gets all right because it stresses me out.
There's a great video of Maggie coaching bars on Flow Gymnastics. And she's like a savage with these girls. She's like, Olivia, you have a giant to figure it out, and you're not doing it. And she's like, to get back on track, right? And she is being like so...
Like Dance Moms.
Yes, it's like that old video where Mary Lee clearly hates Robin Phelps. Robin! And she'd be like, Olivia, slow down, Olivia, slow down, Olivia. And then at the end, to realize how how special our girl Maggie is, at the end of the video, she's like, they're like, what was your favorite part about today? She's like, I really liked coaching Olivia on bars. She was really consistent, and I really appreciated it. It is the greatest.
Yes.
This woman, I think it was such a mistake not to put her in that all-around series. I mean, Morgan Hurd is like yesterday's news. Maggie is clearly where the story was, okay? That Jersey trash going to the Olympics, okay? You just... Oh, man. All right.
That would be a great thing to see, though, a documentary on Maggie coming for Tokyo. I'd pay money for that.
Maggie, come on. You want to see the college routines? I want to see what she looked like back in the day. Has there been any sort of trips to the dermatologist?
Yes, we do. We want to see that.
Yeah, what did her high school pictures look like? What was the prom dress like? I need to see it, okay? I think it was real jers.
We want everything.
Yes. What's the mother? Oh, I want all of it, okay? What did the first floor routines look like? Little Lori Hernandez, the whole thing. All right. Grace McCallum. She was supposed to be our boring, steady gymnast here. Her one job was to be boring and consistent and not make waves. And she failed us in both the team, prelims, and the finals. In the words of Marta Caroli, I'm through with her.
I feel bad for her because she seems okay, so both of the things I've said, I think she's been inconsistent all year, like I've said before, so it didn't really surprise me to see her a little bit inconsistent here at World. I feel bad for her. She's after her beam fall, but I don't know. That's what happens when that's what you've been doing all year, and you're going to World, going to keep doing the same thing. She's the one gymnast who I think their stock kind of went down before Tokyo.
I think so. I can't picture her doing an Aminar that wouldn't blow her knee like Maggie Nichols, right? That Aminar was, I thought it was stronger than Grace's. And to me, she doesn't look like she really has the power. Her bars aren't really good enough. She fell on beam. I mean, she's got a decent floor, but we've got a million floor workers. I just don't see the need for her.
That's
Granted,
true.
Even with all that information, she could bomb all year, finish in the top 4 at Olympic trials, and I think Tom would take her because I think he lacks balls, okay? I think Tom...
Yay, we love that.
I think he would take her. I just think that he is not going... He will do anything to keep the people on his side. I just do not trust him at all to make an informed decision. So,
Yeah, that'll be an interesting trial.
Okay, so how are you feeling about Jade Carey? She is close to going to the Olympics. She is our vault and floor worker. Does this mean because she gets an individual spot that we will have to take Skinner no matter what to be our vault and floor needs, or do we not need her?
I am still not thinking we will need Skinner. Jade will probably go as a specialist, and I don't know if you will need another floor and vault worker on the 4-person team. But overall, I thought Jade did well at these World Championships. I was impressed that she is starting to land her vaults a little bit better. Her Chung vault, her legs were a little bit more together because when she first started doing that vault, she kind of looked like Maria Paseka. Now that started to get a little bit better. So I was impressed with that, and I think overall she did well at these Worlds.
Yeah, I like Skinner for the camp value, not for the one-arm Chung, not for the form overall. And if she's going to pretend to be sweet in interviews, I'm really just done with her. I prefer her getting a 9925 on floor and wanting to tell someone off during NCAA competition. Like, I have no use for her putting on her pageant smile and pretending to be best friends with everyone, cheerleading. I have no use for this, okay? Like, I want to see her mad. I want to see her competitive. I want to see her being her own biggest cheerleader. Like, toned down Michaela is boring to me. It's just bad form. I don't like it, all right? If you're not providing
I want to see her, like, flip off another judge, like, at a competition.
Yes.
Like, at a Worlds. She should flip off someone.
Yeah, like, if you're not going to be Gabby Douglas and, like, forget to fake smile for Simone, forget to have fake tears in your eyes when she went, like, I'm just not... If you're not providing entertainment, I'm done. All right? Like, this is... We're over. Okay. You've gone soft, and I'm not here for it. Okay. I would like to see Lian Wang in that position, but again, I totally trust that Al Fong will mess this up. I think she should move to Simone's gym and work with Laurent, because I think Al will screw this up so much. The fact that Cara Eaker has made 2 world teams and Lian Wang hasn't gone to Worlds is so mind-boggling when you look at the level of talent that Lian has.
Mm-hmm.
What did Alan Armanet do to mess this up? I don't know. We've seen that she's worked this Aminar forever. She hasn't competed it. I think if she can do an Aminar and improve her other events, I think she will go to the Olympics. But
I can see her in the consideration, yeah.
But given the amount of talented kids Al has had that he has not gotten onto the main team, I wouldn't trust that if I were a parent. I would do some research and try to get the heck out of Dodge. So I don't know.
I feel you, but I don't know. We haven't talked about Suni that much either. And as a floor specialist, she could potentially be it too, because she just got silver behind Simone. And so why do we even need to bring an additional floor specialist if you have our bar specialist good enough on floor?
I think she's the second all-arounder if all things stay the same. I mean, people can get injured in gymnastics like every 2 weeks. So, but if she is still improving and still that good on bars and vault, they can really just go with Tom's dream with the top 4 all-arounders. He has to do no work, no tough decisions. He can just pick the top 4 from trials. Everyone will love him. All the people that competed in 1976 when the team was picked that way will be very pleased. And they will say, because they always love to comment, in my day, we took the top 4 in the all-around, or whatever, right? So they'll be so happy. He can make no tough decisions. And, yeah... Pam Bilek, Michelle Dessert, Kathy Johnson, they'll all be thrilled, okay? And I think that
I could see that.
That would be his dream, okay? You know it's never going to happen. Someone is going to mess up at Olympic trials. So, yeah.
You're right. But if the top 4 at Olympic trials are Simone, Suni, Morgan Hurd, and Kayla DiCello, I'm 100% okay with him taking those 4. That is my team at the moment.
You think Morgan's going to come back? What do we need Morgan for in a year when people are brilliant, right?
We need Morgan because we need a documentary of in between Olympic trials to Tokyo, and that will obviously happen with Morgan Hurd. So we kind of need that to happen. But seriously, she can bring a lot of experience and bar work, kind of, sometimes, sort of. We'll see. That's my goal. That's my thoughts. That's how I feel.
I mean, I like her floor routine-ish. I think it's like the best of the worst, right? Real bored of Simone's choreography, but her tumbling makes up for it. Morgan Hurd tries to have choreography, so I appreciate that. I just feel like we could do better. You know, the vault is not there. The beam is a little shaky. And I like her. I'm not sold, right? I've never been on this train. It may be because the gymnastics fans got so into her that I'm like, she's a little overrated. You know, it's...
we were all hype trained too on her. We were all, everyone.
I know. It's like, okay, I get it. She wears glasses and reads Harry Potter, but like, it's not that interesting. Like, control yourselves.
I don't know. She's still on my team. I still feel her.
I know. We have like this much personality in gymnastics and people get thrilled. Okay. But I'm like, all right. I don't know. I'm not giving her one of those Reagan Smith beads just yet for my Olympic team. I'm not thrilled. You know, this performance at camp was not where it was at. I'm thinking about DiCello. I'm not putting Riley anywhere near an Olympic team. I don't care if she is in the top 4 in the finals. Tom should not take her. I am worried about Riley. She is my girl, and I trust her to fall during an NCAA final. That is so I think that she has every ability to screw the pooch. I would not take her to the Olympics, even though she is like one of my favorites.
She's so great, but it is kind of sketchy that Maggie and Riley have kind of withdrawn from 2 of the 3 worlds this quad. And so it just gives me a little bit of anxiety to trust that she'll make it through the entire process.
Would you trust that giant into her bar dismount? Where it always like, we don't know if she's going to make it over the bar. Would you trust that in an Olympic final? That she is going to do that?
No, not really.
If you had to bet your mother's retirement on it, you know, I wouldn't do it. I would not take her, okay?
Yeah, I feel you.
I would love to see Maggie at another Olympics. But I think she could be just as entertaining being pissed off at an Olympic trials, right? That could also be great.
I would love that. Yeah, see, that's more reason we need a Maggie documentary next year.
Yeah, like why did Scott Bregman go so soft on this boring all-around series where everyone is just so working so hard and they're training so hard and it's a snooze, okay? Shot beautifully, snooze, all right? If we had Maggie, that's a show. That's a show I'm tuning in for. Where she's like, Olivia, use your handstand, Olivia.
Use your giant.
Oh yeah, they work on Riley's dismount there too. Yeah, she's not happy about the extra turns. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not here for it. Okay, now I'm DiCello. Where do you see her fitting in?
She has great consistency on all of the events. I kind of trust Kelly Hill's gymnasts for the most part to hit their routines. I would trust her in an Olympic final. I just think she's pretty steady. All her gymnastics has good technique. She could possibly upgrade to the Amanar. And that's kind of where I could see her fitting in.
Will she have some sort of Courtney Kupat's bar routine upgrade when Kelly shows up with the new routine right at the right moment? Like, I think Kelly's a badass. I think that she has bigger balls than Tom.
I do too.
Way bigger balls than Tom
fabulous.
Forster. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think
I saw her when we were at that ranch for that camp in 2017. Kelly came over and talked to me, and I was just over there like, oh my God, Kelly's talking to me.
Was her voice
like,
deeper than yours?
That's not hard though. So yes, it kind of was, but yeah, that's not a challenge.
Okay. Just checking. I always love that clip of her. Go knock the door down, Bella. She's like in that. Yes. So she was great. What was she helping you with? Bars? What was the Kelly technical expertise going on?
At that moment, we were all, after the competition, everyone was kind of dwindling out. And I didn't want to leave because I was trying to look at everyone, see everyone, get the tea, all of that. Kelly just came over and made a casual conversation. It was just fabulous. And I was just like honored to be in her presence. That's all.
Now, don't you think Mary Lee would have been more entertaining as the developmental coordinator? Did you ever listen to that joint interview where Mary Lee and Val Condos righted their wrongs for everything that they ever did wrong as coaches? It was a flippin' hot mess. Great entertainment value. If we could have Mary Lee more involved with the national team, again, the camp value will go up. I want to see Mary Lee at Olympic trials. Maybe someone could move to her and some sort of maybe Riley, sticking your tummy on the giant, before that dismount.
It'd be perfect for everyone. Perfect for everyone.
Yes, right? Oh my God. The little granddaughters with the big bows in their hair could come. The matching dog. I would love the whole thing. I don't know if Mary Lee's dogs are still alive, but I hope they are. I hope they're doing very well. All right. Now, the rest of the world, we talked a little bit about China. This Russian team was a flippin' mess. All right. Mustafina has got to make it back for the Olympics. We just need it to happen. Maybe Komova can come back from the dead one more time. Why was Nabieva not here? She was so good at the Aurora Games. I think we should just put her on the team. I mean, it clearly doesn't matter.
I love Nabieva. I would have put her on the team.
Yeah.
But for real, Russia seemed in a big lull this year. And Melnikova did really well, but everyone else needed some work. But they do have a couple of good juniors that are going to be seniors next year that could really contribute. So hopefully it's going to be Mustafina, Melnikova, and two of the new juniors, or the new seniors. And then I think that would be a fabulous team for them.
I do expect China to get, but I thought that their finish was disappointing, but I expected them to do better. I think with another year of Chow, hopefully they will do well. Otherwise, we will be like, Chow just got lucky, and it was all Rachel Goey's beam dismount. Because I just think that this was not their performance.
No, I was sad for China because they sent one of the strongest teams I thought that they had sent to Worlds in a very long time. And I was really excited to see the Chinese gymnasts everywhere kind of succeed. And poor Lu Tingting had all those issues in team finals. And then they immediately snatched her from the all-around because of that. But I don't know. Like I said, I was expecting more and they didn't deliver. So maybe next year I won't expect that much and they'll be really great.
I mean, they can't let Italy win a bronze medal. They need to come get their self-respect back. Maybe get a beam dismount. Go for the points there. They can...
Yes.
Maybe a nice Nastia 2.5.
One of the Chinese gymnasts in finals, Li Shijia, I think, did the most beautiful double pike dismount off a beam in that final. And everywhere else, it was a double full for everyone. And so I don't know. I want more of those double pikes because that double pike she did was just phenomenal.
Yeah. What else are you expecting for the Olympics? Obviously, Mai Murakami will be back. What else are you hoping for? Shusavitna will make it. It's never too early. Never too late. You can.
I was so worried for her. I love Chuso, and I would have been devastated if she did not go to her 8th Olympics. And I was kind of confused by the decision to do the double twisting souk in prelims, but she did it. And, she didn't get into finals, but she got into the Olympics, and that's what matters. And I think she can be better prepared for next year. And I'm excited to see what she can do. On terms of any of the other countries, like you said, I hope Mai Murakami kind of has a moment at her home Olympics next year. I think that'd be really great to see. Uh, the Italian team, I hope they have more success coming on for the next couple of years. The French team too, they seem that they kind of have the pieces coming together to have something really special happen.
Now, and I completely blanked on what I was just going to say. It was so good. I was so ready for a poignant moment. And I can't even remember who I was going to talk about. And it was some gymnast that was not from America.
Oh, good. We love those.
We love those. We've got the Dutch team, and it wasn't about them either. The British team did very well here in event finals. The Downey sisters are really delivering. And I think for the Olympics, they're good personalities. Anyone that has been around this long. How about Suni Lee's chances against Nina? What do you think about those for the Olympics?
If Suni can do that bar routine that she attempted at American Classics this year, I think it was a 6.7 difficulty. It was the crazy routine she did with the Nabieva connected to the bar. If she can get that routine consistent, I think that routine can beat Nina on bars. I really do.
Okay. I mean, the rest of the world is probably gunning for someone to win, someone else that's not from the U.S. So I think that will be against Suni going into the Olympics. I think that, we'll want to give it to someone. But yeah, I'll be curious to see. I do think that Suni will be back going for the bar championship there. And because I forgot who the heck I was going to talk about, it'll come to me. It'll come to me. Now, how about the U.S. men? Because they had a 4th place finish, but that was kind of perhaps the best that they could hope for here. And all hopes were on Sam Mikulik. And I'm real confused about Gymnastics Twitter because they were acting like that this was just that Sam just had a rough moment. But this has happened at every Worlds and major competition other than one high bar final. What is going on here? What is the problem?
I'm not sure because as a fan of obviously I root for the U.S. at Worlds and Olympics. And as Sam is our best gymnast, I obviously want to root for him and cheer him on for everything he does. But it's just, it's hard when he is when he is as inconsistent as he is now. You just can't. You don't know what he's going to do. You don't know if he's going to hit out of the park. And when he does, it's phenomenal. His gymnastics is gorgeous. But then you also don't know if he's going to make a mistake. And I wish the American men had more competition against Sam Mikulik at domestic competitions to try to weed out maybe some of those inconsistencies.
I think that hopefully, because so many of the other men stuck around for so long, that this is the new generation. It's going to take them a while to kind of rebuild. Now, how about as far as this? Last Olympics, everyone was whining about those girls from AOGC who were going to the Olympics for other countries. Now Danusha switches countries and everyone is like very on board. So the same people who are upset about the girls going for Belarus. Although I'm excited to see that beam routine at the Olympics. Do you think it's just the evolution that we understand that country hopping is here to stay? In gymnastics, I think
so. And Danusha's so well loved. She has so many fans, of course, here because of her UCLA career, of course, in Great Britain because of everything she did before. I think she's kind of somebody like Chusa, where we were just kind of rooting for her to make the Olympics no matter how it happened. And now that Danusha has punched her ticket, we're all kind of relieved and happy for her.
I think Nabieva can go for another country if she wants to. I mean, look, in skating, people change countries every year. So no one is that upset about it. So I think that we should I just think it's going to keep happening, especially as they get more sophisticated with it. Once it's just like opening up Pandora's box. So yeah, I don't know. It'll be really exciting to see how this all pans out in the future. But I have to say that overall, I thought that the men's event finals were way more exciting to watch than the women's, outside of seeing if Simone would make history and hit, beam and win that, I was kind of a little bit underwhelmed by the lack of depth, I think, in the women's compared to the men's. I think that the finals were way more exciting, but yeah.
The men's finals are so exciting. I will say, I think the women's uneven bar final was really exciting this year. But overall, like you said, I think the men's finals were just really cutthroat. You don't really know what's going to go on, where you kind of have an idea in most of the women's finals what's going to happen. I was so excited for Carlos Yulo of the Philippines to win the floor gold. And then I was also super impressed by the two Russian guys, Artur and Nikita, and how well they did the entire competition. I'm such big fans of them, and I'm excited to see what those two can do in Tokyo.
And the Russian men were phenomenal here, just overall, to see them win. Yes!
Just phenomenal.
And I like that Jorquina said that we shouldn't be that excited about Simone Biles because if she were competing against her, she believes that she could take her. And I like a good delusional queen. Okay, that is...
I love Svetlana Jorquina. I think she has some sort of truth to her statement. I would have loved to see Jorquina at her... Okay, forgive me. I would love to see Jorquina at her top compete against Simone at her top. And while I still think Simone would win, I think it would be the closest battle someone's given Simone in a long time.
I mean, maybe on bars, but like, what would we be watching? I mean, I just don't believe it. Okay. I mean, that girl could barely vault for years. All right. It would be entertaining.
It would be so entertaining. I'd be here for it.
I like that she seems to get crazier with every passing year. I approve of it. I'm liking it almost as much as I enjoy the crazy people in rhythmic. Like, I just think that God bless her. I just think that she should just give... Yes.
Yeah, she's just so fabulous, and I need her opinion on everything that happens. I want to know exactly how she feels.
I want to watch her coaching in that Olympic Channel documentary. Her and Maggie together. She could come visit MG Elite. I think. Gosh. Yes.
I would love that and give Riley some tips on bars. That's like a dream come true. I would die.
Mary Lee could come to help the MG Elite girls with their tumbling, and she could just really assist Maggie. I think that would be a really good mix.
That'd be perfect. I'd watch that documentary in a heartbeat.
We could watch Beth Rybacki cry over her own career and her gymnasts. Oh, people are so special. I love them all so much. Yes.
Yes, it would be fun. It'd be fun. But I like Svetlana. I like how there's one person who isn't crazy on the Simone train, even though everyone really should be on the Simone train. I like that there's a perspective that's different, and I just think she's kooky and fun, and I'm here for her going to Tokyo, lowering the vault for Simone before she goes secretly. Yeah, I'm here for everything.
I want someone to ask Simone about it, because Simone is clearly bored of the questions by the reporters. I couldn't believe how openly sassy she was to them. I was like, wow, we are feeling ourselves. We are getting to the point where we're like, I don't need to answer your questions. I don't need to answer how it feels to win this, how it feels for this. I'm bored of you. I think your question is dumb. And I think they should ask her how she feels about Svetlana Jorquina, because she's definitely heard about it.
I would love that. I would love for some, like, Mariah Carey, I don't know her moment, like when they always talk about J-Lo and Mariah Carey. I would love for Simone to just be like, I don't know who Svetlana Jorquina is, and just throw the ultimate shade. I would die.
I think we're ready for it. Someone needs to ask an interesting question, okay?
Yes, Jessica Castic, can you ask Simone about Svetlana Jorquina, please?
Yes. And don't apologize before it. I don't like when they go, you're in no... They always go like, you don't have to answer this question, but... It'd be like, So Svetlana Jorquina...
We need you to answer.
We need you to answer this question.
What we need to know.
Yes. I don't care about pit boogies. None of that. Okay? None of that. All right? I'm not here for that. I want to know about Svetlana Jorquina and Simone. When are you doing that vault? Will you do the triple Yurchenko for next year? Do we have any upgrades? She kind of hinted. Earlier in the week, she said that she wouldn't probably have upgrades before Tokyo. And then later in the week, she was like, we might have some small upgrades. So,
Yes. I'm interested to see what she can do because even a small upgrade for Simone is crazy. So I'm super excited to see what she can bring for the next year.
I want to triple Yurchenko. You know what? I don't like her block on the Chung as much as I like her block on the Yurchenko. I would like Simone doing Yurchenkos again. And you know what? She teased us with it in 2013. And I've been waiting. So
that's probably the small upgrade that she was hinting at.
Only a half twist, right? So
only a half twist,
And that guy in that one physicist in that one newspaper was like, she could do a 3.5 double on floor. So yeah,
we should do that. I'm here for everything. Just throw the book at us.
What is she gonna do? I don't know, but she's feeling good. She's feeling confident, and she knew that a bars medal wasn't going to happen. So, unlike Horkina, she doesn't seem delusional, and I think that this is a good step, so I'm ready for it. So,
Me too. Yeah. I'm excited.
Well, we want to know what were your moments of the World Championships. Until next time, thanks so much. Bye, guys.